and I'm just making sure everything's working, and then we're going to get started. All right. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. We're up. And oops, audio on. Audio off means the sound is working too. All right. Make sure I can read all the comments so that I can respond. There we go. We're up. Oh my word, seriously. I had like sound on both laptops and the phone, and it's getting a feedback loop. Anyway, all right, we're good. Hey, Brooklyn and Voracious Werewolf. Adventures of 7, you guys did such a cute job with your cookie video. I totally voted for the Mickey Mouse cookies. So, way to go. Yeah. All right, it looks like both feeds are running smoothly, so we're gonna get started. If you will remember, and if you've been following me, we actually did an eggnog live recipe video last month, but we had so many glitches, and at one point, right near the end, the feed just stopped, and so I just deleted both videos, and we're gonna give it another shot. So knock on wood, we will see if for some reason eggnog is cursed. And if we can get through this video or not. Now usually I go live in the mornings, but we had a doctor's appointment this morning, so it's a little crazy, so hopefully you will forgive me for not going live in the morning. Wednesdays will typically be in the mornings, and I'm considering doing a Saturday afternoon live, so if you're interested in me doing 2 lives a week, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to do that, because I'm totally willing, so I want to make sure you guys are interested. So, who has had homemade eggnog? Or even, you know, more vague, who likes eggnog? Who's had eggnog? I know that a lot of my followers from other countries haven't had eggnog. It's definitely an American treat. It's one of my favorites. We grew up drinking it. My sisters and I were actually just talking the other day about, do you have a favorite eggnog? And my baby sister said that she prefers Meadow Gold. That's the brand that she likes. It's the kind that Dairy Gold? Meadow Gold? Oh great, now I'm totally messing it up. She likes the one that you can get at Costco. That's her favorite brand. Well, my friend Kaylin, she loves the Southern Comfort. And so I did a taste test a couple years ago, and I tried like 5 different brands of eggnog. And I was really surprised at how different they all were. So this eggnog recipe is of course based on what I grew up with loving. It's thick, it's creamy, it's nutmeggy, and it's amazing in my opinion. So hopefully you will agree. And let me know if any of you guys have tried this recipe. So, oh my word, there's so many of you. Hello, hello. My sound is weird. That's okay. Sarah says that my sound is weird. Is anybody else hearing weird sound? Let me know. You haven't tried to make it. Adventures of 7 likes my eggnog. Yes, you would love 2 live posts a week. That's good to know, Amy. Dairy Gold. Thank you, Holly or Brandon. Whichever one of you is commenting today, that's good to know. My mic is buffering. That's so weird. Ah! All right, so there's not a lot. Let's see. I'll point my mics in a slightly different direction. Ugh, and see if that helps. So, is anybody else having weird sound issues? Let me know. Otherwise, I will move forward. Sound is good there. Thank you, Toy Talkers. Tracy, yep. Does yep mean yes, the sound is good, or yep, you're having problems? Letty, you love eggnog of any kind, right? It's one of those things it's hard to go wrong with. So, we're going to start the recipe, and the first thing that we want to do is tell my kids to be quiet. Hey, you guys, I'm filming. Please be quiet. Thank you. Maybe that will help with the sound. So, we're going to start by heating up the milk and the cream. If I can get my cameras to work. There you go. So, first, it's choppy. Ah, weird sound, some glitching. All right, give me a second, and I will try to see if I can fix the sound. Let's see. I'll try a couple things. right, I tried a couple of things. Let me know if the sound is any better or any worse. So, we will go back to filming. Okay, so I tried a couple things. It's like it's popping. It's very scratchy. All good here. Okay, it sounds like over on Facebook the sound is good, and on YouTube it's not. Fantastic. Gotta love it when things are going wrong. Okay, so first thing, 4 cups of milk in a pan. And then 2 cups of whipping cream. And we're gonna heat that up. And while that's heating up, we're actually going to get started on our egg. So basically what we're starting with is a yolk custard, but more on the runny side because we're using so much milk and so much cream. And I'm going to get a spatula so I can get all the creamy goodness out of there. We don't want to leave any in the measuring cup. Okay. And so I'm going to move this off to the side. Oops, there we go. Move this off to the side so it can keep heating. And we're gonna bring in a wash rag and some bowls and some eggs. And we're going to crack the eggs and separate them. In the big bowl, I'm going to add the whites, and in the smaller bowl, we're going to do the yolks. So, I'm a hand user when it comes to separating my egg whites and yolks. I feel like I get a much better separation, and I never break the yolk. Now, knock on wood, I said that once, and then I promptly broke the yolk. So, we'll see. Amy, have I ever made truffles and put them in a silicone mold, and have they kept their shape? I make truffles all the time. I have used a silicone mold, and they do hold their shape. Of course, then you want to dip it in chocolate to, help hold the shape even better, and that will sometimes muffle the shape of whatever you put it into. There you go. But yeah, I haven't made hot chocolate that way. Whole milk. Yes, it is definitely whole milk. If you want to use a lower fat milk, then switch the ratio a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, 6. And use a little bit more cream. Because if you don't want to buy whole milk for a special reason. I only ever buy whole milk. I don't know. Because yeah, that's the one that I think tastes the best. Clearly, whole milk gal. Let's get rid of all of our, oh my word, I cannot speak today. I have been on 4 planes in the last 36 hours. And then the doctor's office, and I've just been rushing around, and I forgot to get cream, and I've been to a bunch of stores, but I wanted to make sure that I got this recipe done. So I'm sorry if I'm a little frazzled today. By the end of the video, I'll probably be all right as rain. All right, so we have our egg whites and our egg yolks. And now we're gonna add our sugar. So to the egg whites, we're gonna add a 1/3 cup of sugar. So this is 6 egg whites. And to our 6 egg yolks, we're gonna add 2/3 cup sugar. So all in total, it's 1 cup. And we're gonna put the egg whites aside, and we're gonna bring the egg yolks front and center. And we're going to add a little bit of salt, like a teaspoon. All right, sounds like the sound is working better. So fingers crossed it's going better everywhere, that whatever I did worked. All right, so now we're going to whisk it really good. We want to get this light and creamy. So right now the yolks are fairly dark gold, and once you start mixing it in with the sugar and salt, it's a little bit chunky, but we're gonna work some magic on this. I'm actually gonna put a silicone mat underneath because that'll help hold it into place a little bit better. Okay, so Facebook, Christy, Erica, Francis, Mary, Patsy, Megan, it sounds like you guys can hear good. Good. All right, look at how much lighter that is just with a couple seconds of whisking. All right, over on YouTube, whole milk. Yes, whole milk, definitely. Kawaii, you like my hair? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Paula, whole... Yep, whole milk. Joanna, hi from Georgia. How many servings does this make? This is 6 cups of milk and cream together, and then the 6 egg whites that are going to be all whisked together. So I don't really talk about serving size because everybody has a different ratio. Like according to the government, serving size of soup is like a cup of soup, and I'm sorry, but whoever eats just a cup of soup and like cereal is like a cup of milk and a quarter cup of cereal, I'm sorry, that's not a serving at my house. So I don't know, I usually make a double batch. I usually do a whole dozen eggs when I make this. This single batch right here fits into a small pitcher perfectly. I use a bigger pitcher for the double batch. So my kids will finish this off in like a day. I made a double batch for Thanksgiving this year, and there were, let's see, 7, 5, 12, 13 of us. And everybody got like 1 large cup, except for my one niece who had like 3 and then fell sick all day. So she knows who she is. So servings, I don't, technically it's probably like 30 servings if you go by like a serving ratio. I don't know. I'm really terrible at that one. Sorry. But yeah, single batch, 6 eggs, good size pitcher, double batch, extra large pitcher. And then it just kind of depends on how much you like it. All right, so now check this out. Look how light and beautiful it is. This is what I call ribbony. You're getting these thick ribbons. That's what it's called, ribbony. Thick ribbons of this beautiful light colored egg yolk, sugar, and salt mixture. How gorgeous is that? Okay, thanks Adventures of 7. I'm glad the sound's not that bad. Ollie Salem, you don't know English very well. We'll translate from Google and follow the words. You are welcome for the recipe, and good luck. On my website there's a full printable recipe, and hopefully it Google translates smoothly. Typical fighter, yum. Yes, definitely yum. All right, so let's bring in our warming up milk now. And in the time that it takes to separate the eggs and get them to this stage, the milk is nice and warm. Get my I pre-made a batch of this. Actually, I pre-made a couple batches of this, so I forgot to clean my ladle. So we're gonna take a ladle full of this warm milk, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's already steaming, so it doesn't take long. We're gonna slowly pour some of this in while whisking the egg yolk mixture. And what that does is it's gonna help dissolve the sugar that's in the eggs, and it's going to slowly heat the egg mixture. If we just poured the egg mixture directly into the hot milk, the egg would immediately seize and cook, and you would actually have scrambled egg in milk, which doesn't sound very good to me, sweet scrambled eggs in milk, instead of the custard that we're going for. So we want to heat this up slowly by adding just a little bit of the heated milk at a time. This is the exact same way that you'd make any type of custard. I use the same method. I use the same method to make my custard-based ice creams, to make custard fillings for cakes and cook puddings and stuff like that. So it's a pretty typical way of doing this. All right, so I'm gonna do a side shot now so you can see this a little bit better. Move this out of the way a little bit. We're gonna add another ladle full of the mixture. Oh, right, Joanna, you can't make a double batch, or you can't not make a double batch. It's just, I actually will have 3 batches by the end of today. That's just about right for my family of 7. All right. So this is like my 4th ladle. It's definitely getting warmer and looser. It's cleaning the sides of the bowl really well. Hold on, I have to hide a commenter. Just a second. Okay. Now we're going to bring this bag in. You can't tell, but I'm using all my muscles because there's like little rubber feet on this. It's not sliding very well. All right, and now we're going to, while stirring, add the eggs into the cream. But I'm not going to use the whisk anymore because the whisk actually keeps air in this and it keeps the top really foamy. And I don't really want the top foamy. I want it incorporated, but not foamy. So we're just going to use any spoon. I'm just going to stick with my ladle since it's already dirty. So use your spoon and get that going. Scrape out the last little bit of the eggy goodness. There we go. And then we're just going to keep stirring it, not the whisk. Put that aside. We're just going to keep stirring it until it gets up to 160 degrees. That's the safe temperature for eggs. I use pasteurized eggs because we're not going to heat the egg whites. We're just going to whip the egg whites and add them. So if that makes you nervous, use pasteurized eggs that have already been heated and cooled and are safe to use raw. They're good for raw cookie doughs and stuff like that. Honestly, most of the time I just use regular eggs because I'm not too worried about it, but for the safety of children and safety of food handling and just 160 degrees is the proper temperature. If you're using regular eggs and you want to heat your egg whites, you can, when you whisk them, you can do that over a double broiler. I just never bother with that. All right, usually it's warm enough by now that it should be heated up. So stick my thermometer in here and check the, oh, I just broke my thermometer. So I'm gonna hold it while I stir. Now we're gonna check the temperature. Okay. All right, it's already up to 140. Toy Talkers, 160 degrees Fahrenheit is what we're going for. Hello, Pokemon Kawaii. You're not that late. We've heated up the milk and cream, and then we've used a custard method and brought in the egg yolks and the sugar, and now we're heating it up to 160 degrees. Can you guys see that steam? Now notice how there's just a little bit of froth on top. If I was still using my whisk, it would be crazy frothy, but you do want to keep it stirring because you don't want any of this to burn to the bottom. You don't want to then stir in nasty burnt chunks into the eggnog. All right, we're almost to 160 degrees. Couple more seconds and it should be just right. So now's a good time to answer some questions. Brooklyn Hartman, you love my hair. Thank you, that's so sweet. I appreciate that. Toy Talkers, hot and steamy but not boiling. Yes, Letty, that's definitely the correct answer to give. You don't want to bring this to a boil. You really don't want to bring any dairies and creams to a boil ever. Okay, and we are at 160. So I'm going to take this off the heat. And we're going to put this aside. Oh, it's really full. And turn off the burner and move it and wipe the counter down. So I don't burn myself. And move on to the egg whites. So we're going to bring our egg whites back into place and we're going to whisk them. So they already have the sugar in them because we added that earlier, because as long as I'm measuring out sugar for the yolks, I just like to measure it out for the whites as well so I don't have to do it again later. This is my favorite thing to whisk cream and egg whites with. This is actually from Braun, and it's a one of those hand blenders, and it has a bunch of different attachments. One of my other favorite attachments is the potato masher attachment. It's awesome. It like rices your potato. It's seriously amazing. I love it. Anyway, whisk attachment. If you have a whisk attachment for your hand blender, that works really well too. I just think the whisks go a lot faster. If by some fantastic, like, I don't know, luck, somebody has bought you a copper bowl in your lifetime. I do not have one. I'm saving up for one. They're a little bit pricey, but copper bowls are amazing for whisking egg whites from everything that I've read and talked to other people, and it's on my Christmas wish list. So if anybody wants to send me a Santa Claus present this year, a copper bowl for whisking egg whites is supposed to be amazing. So there's a scientific reason for it, and I don't remember right now, so I don't want to lie and pretend that I do, but anyway, I'm looking forward to one. So I'm going to whisk this up. It won't take too long with this attachment. So first it's just going to get foamy. Paula, the chat is boring. I'm so sorry. You can start something interesting and we will respond. Letty, yes, my eggs are always room temperature before I cook or bake. That's a great comment. Toy Talkers, yes, it would make a great Christmas dish. Rodney, why can't you put the eggs in the milk in the beginning and bring it to temperature? Because we're beating the egg whites to soft peaks, and that's very different than beating the egg whites into, just mixing the egg whites into a custard. It's not going to have the same effect. It won't get as thick in the end of the day, and the custard won't come together the same way. Sarah's baking addiction, were the eggs cold or room temperature? Always room temperature. I always use room temperature eggs before cooking or baking. You Facebook people are really quiet. I'm not hearing anything from you guys. Either that or my phone is broken and I'm not seeing the chat. All right. So hopefully you guys can hear me while I'm trying to talk and beat at the same time. But room temperature eggs, yes, it would be a great Christmas gift. Facebook people, you guys are being super quiet today. Apparently you guys like the morning better. Rebecca, all these recipes make you want to bake? Yes, for sure. Always baking. Every single day my oven's on. Okay, so what we're looking for with our egg whites is almost soft peaks. It usually takes, I want to say, like 3 minutes to get to this point. If you're using regular hand beaters, it takes just a little bit longer. Let's paint angle so you can see this. Use a little bit closer. So it's nice and foamy now, but it's still not quite coming to peaks yet. So we're getting much closer near the end. It goes really fast, so you don't want to overbeat these. Shannon, where did I get the electric whisker? This is by Braun. I will put an Amazon link in later. Erin, you have an immersion blender with a whisk attached. Perfect, Erin. That's exactly what this is. It's awesome. Karen! Hi, Karen. It's so good to see you. You love eggnog, right? Oh, eggnog is the best. All right, look, now we're at the ribbony stage, so we're getting closer. This is one of those things that I wish I could do beforehand, but egg whites fall so fast and you can't really re-beat them up. So I'm sorry that this portion of the video is super boring, but it will be worth it. I promise. Right now we're at the ribbony stage of the egg whites and we want to keep going until they're almost soft peaks. You don't want to do stiff peaks or even exactly soft peaks if you can help it, because then it won't mix into the custard mixture as well. That almost soft peaks is perfect, but if you do hit soft peaks, that's okay. Just make sure you don't go to stiff peaks. I've done it before. It still tastes fine, but the eggnog end result, it never quite incorporates as well, and you always have a little bit of separation that I don't really love. So a couple more, maybe another minute of this and it'll be done. We're getting slow. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the whisk. I'm trying to be a little louder. Erin, you have a copper bowl and you've never used it? Okay, whisk up some egg whites and tell me what you think, because I've heard amazing things about egg whites and copper bowls. Totally want one. Shannon, perfect, thanks, you're welcome. Man, is everybody just tired? Okay, here's a question for you. I already asked, what brand of eggnog do you guys like best? Have you ever tried to make eggnog yourself? Where are you from? These are all things that I'm not seeing a lot of and I would love to hear from you so we can get to know each other better. Rebecca, what recipe do you suggest for extremely new baker? It depends on what you're trying to bake. Are you trying to bake cookies, brownies, cakes? Nothing's really that hard. It's just a matter of reading the recipe really good first, all the way through. Measuring out your ingredients before you start so you make sure that you don't miss anything, and then reread the recipe to make sure there's not like, every once in a while in the recipe there will be like, oh by the way, add a teaspoon of vanilla, and it wasn't in the recipe ingredients, but it's in the recipe instructions. So again, make sure that you read through that. Get an oven thermometer and make sure your temperature is the temperature you're hoping it is. If you set it for 350, and it's actually, like in my case, 325. You need to adjust your oven settings to that. And then the last tip for a new baker is to know your altitude, because altitude has a huge effect on baking. If you're at sea level, you can totally do recipes straight. If you're at a really high altitude like I am, like 44,000 feet, you're gonna have to adjust the recipes a little bit. And I can help you with that. All right, let's check this out. Look how beautiful. We get this nice foam going. All right, let's do the side shot. Let me see this. All right, so see how we're almost soft peaks. We're not getting a peak. It's still kind of falling in on itself. This is exactly where we want it. So shake that off. Okay, so I have, let's bring this over. I have this, oh, too far. I have this custard that I made earlier, and so it's completely cool. The custard that we just finished making right now is still too warm. You want to let that cool. But this custard I made a couple hours ago, so it's already room temperature, so it's perfect for finishing up the recipe. So first thing that we're going to do is add some nutmeg, and you want to add, like, this is up to you how much you add. I usually go with a whole teaspoon, but I'm a nutmeg fan. If you're not, you don't have to go with a whole teaspoon, but my nutmeg always tends to get a little chunky, so I tend to put it in my hand so I can break up those chunks of nutmeg, because I don't necessarily want a big chunk of nutmeg in my eggnog, and I don't want to use a whisk on this because it will, of course, then get really super foamy again. And while we want it creamy and incorporated, we don't want like the thick, eggy layer of foam on top. And then we're going to add some vanilla. I recommend using pure vanilla if you have it, but right these days vanilla is crazy expensive because of, you know, one of the vanilla fields got destroyed somewhere. All I know is that Costco vanilla is insane. So if you use imitation vanilla, that's totally fine, vanilla extract, but I would consider doing 1.5, whatever a recipe calls for, or doubling whatever a recipe calls for if you're using the imitation versus the pure to really get that beautiful vanilla flavor. So, change camera angles. There we go. Love it when technology doesn't go quite right. So I'm at the very end of my Costco batches. And I'm gonna stir this in now. Oh, I'm making a huge mess. All right, so then you can either add your egg whites into your egg mixture or add your egg mixture into your egg whites. It just kind of depends on what you prefer. We're gonna stir this up. I'm gonna go this direction because, yeah. And I'm only gonna add about half and then stir it up and add the other half. And my kids are getting noisy again. Letty's from Alaska. Hello. Sarah is from Bogota, Colombia, but you live in Miami. Oh, I bet that's nice and warm right now. Jeremiah, you have never been shouted out. Jeremiah, I'm shouting you out right now. Jeremiah Zayas. And your brother, Isaiah. Welcome, welcome. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Hopefully you like eggnog. Francis, you're from Salt Lake City and you watched me and Amanda yesterday. I'm so glad you enjoyed that cake. That was a really fun cake. I'm in Centerville. I'm not too far from you. Erin, you'll have to try it. Yes, please let me know. So you have a husband who researched the copper bowl thing. Yes, let me know what you think. All right, look at how creamy this is, but it's still not quite eggnog yet. We're gonna add the rest of this mixture now. Whoop, I was afraid it would overflow. I'm so glad the bowls are like barely the right size. Mix this up. Now you can use a whisk if you wanna, if you're trying to like break up some of these chunks. I would just not go super heavy-handed with the whisk. I would recommend keeping it pretty slow because you don't want to whip it up because the eggs will continue to whip up. Jackie, you love homemade eggnog. I do too. Las Vegas, formerly from Portland. Shannon, I grew up in Portland. That's where I would consider home sweet home for me, is Portland. I love Portland, Oregon. It's gorgeous and I miss it all the time. Marcia, you love, love, love eggnog. Yes, eggnog is the best. Okay, so now we're all totally incorporated. I'm gonna get my ladle You can get my ladle so we can kind of see the texture. So look how thick and creamy that is. You can add more eggnog, or more eggnog. Of course you can add more eggnog. You can add more nutmeg if you taste it and you feel it needs it. Now, this is still a little warm, although the egg whites were room temperature when I whipped them up, and the custard base was room temperature when I just added it. So this is a room temperature eggnog, and while I just cooked it and it just cooled so it would be safe, it's not really, I don't like drinking room temperature eggnog. There's just something about it that's a little off-putting. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge, and I'm gonna grab the other batch that I made even earlier today and has been refrigerating so that I could show you the final product. So let me get that real fast. Oh, I almost spilled precious eggnog everywhere. All right. Okay. Ooh, ta-da! My kids are so excited because last time that we attempted to make this and then everything kind of went crazy with the live feed, we ended up with 3 batches of eggnog, and now again, 3 batches of eggnog. All right, so this is what it looks like straight out of the fridge. There, you can see how there's foam. I saw foam everywhere from stirring. There's foam all over the top. It separates in the fridge, and it always does. It's just kind of a matter of, see how just underneath, like 1/4 of an inch, there's that eggnog again. Now, if you whip your egg whites into stiff peaks, you're gonna have an even thicker foamy layer, and it's gonna be harder to stir in. But because I only went to just under soft peaks with this, see how easily it stirs back into the recipe? Again, I'm not using a whisk because I don't want it to get super foamy, but I do want it totally incorporated before I serve it. So always make sure you give it a good stir before serving. And how amazing does that look? Tracy, you don't have eggnog in South Africa. You were always under the impression it was alcoholic. That is a really good question. There are a lot of people who make alcoholic eggnog. I don't drink, and I'm always making this for my kids, so I never add alcohol. From the research that I've done from homemade alcoholic versions of this, you would want to add, for this size of a batch, you'd want to add about a cup and a half of rum right now, at the end, after it's cooled, after it's finished, after you've brought it together. If you add the alcohol while it's still warm, a lot of that will evaporate out and you'll lose a lot of the flavor. So you definitely want to do it either right after it's cooled and before you put it in the fridge. I would recommend waiting in until after it's been refrigerated completely and then adding the rum at this stage, right here. But yeah, a cup and a half if you really want to go crazy. But I'd start with a cup, stir it in, taste it, and see what you think. So obviously I grew up with the eggnog at the grocery store. Grocery store eggnog has no alcohol. Again, I make it for my family, for my kids, for my nieces, so and I don't drink, so I just don't make it that way. But yes, that's a great question. You can totally make it alcoholic. I've had a ton of readers comment that they've added rum and have been really happy with the results. So it's not going to mess up anything at this point to do that. You want some. Rachel, right? I'm going to have some right now. Because unlike you guys, I don't have to wait. You're gonna make yourself. Voracious Werewolf, hi. Godzilla, sorry, the font's like super small because my laptop's so far away. Godzilla Mustang Magner. Did I say that handle right? Hello? Hopefully I didn't totally destroy it. I apologize if I did. Tracy, thanks a ton. You are so welcome. Erica, you're an expat in Perth, Australia. Jealous? How beautiful is it down there? I'd love to do that. I was an expat in Japan, and I loved it. I would love to take my kids overseas again. It's amazing. Shannon, you miss it, right? How can you not miss Portland? It's just amazing and beautiful. Pedro, you love eggnog and you love my hair? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Shannon. All right, so let's pour some in. I usually have a really pretty pitcher, but I lent it to my friend Jill, who lives about 5 minutes away, and she hasn't returned it. So Jill, I want my pitcher. Come get some more eggnog and trade me my pitcher for it. All right, let's pour some in here. Fingers crossed that I don't totally spill this everywhere. Ah! There we go. See, I even have a pretty little glass. Think how pretty my pitcher would have looked at this stage. And if you want to get really fancy, take a duster. This is my powdered sugar duster. Obviously, there's powdered sugar all over it. Add some eggnog to your duster, and then just go boop, boop. See? Let's get a close-up of that, right? Amazing. Oh, now I'm out of focus. Amazing. Can't go wrong. Little extra nutmeg. Never hurt anybody. All right, now I get to try it. Man, I've made 8 batches. 8 batches since October 1st already. We love this. My kids are all like waiting downstairs because I told them I was making it and they want to come up and have some. So good. It's definitely a little different than store-bought. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on if you like the homemade or not. So far, I've only had one person say that they didn't like it, and most of the comments on the blog and in social media have been positive. I'm always a little bit nervous. There's something about putting out a recipe that I have worked on and love. This is like my 4th variation of this. I'm just so happy with this version. It's just perfect in my opinion. And then when people are saying, oh, I didn't like it, it just kind of breaks your heart a little bit. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I totally get it. We don't all have the same taste buds, but so it always makes me happy when somebody's like, oh, it worked for me. Because you feel that moment of, did I do something totally weird that I'm forgetting to tell people about? So I made this in front of you. I have the recipe right. I think it tastes great. I'd love to hear from you and see what you taste. So next week, we're going to do a live on Wednesday again. It'll be Wednesday morning. I'd love to hear what you guys want to see. I was thinking about doing butterbeer. Maybe do a couple different versions, a warm, cold, and a frozen butterbeer, and try all 3 out in one video. It means it'd be a little bit longer. We could just do one version. So let me know in the comments if you're interested in butterbeer, or if there's another holiday, because it's the holidays, if there's another holiday recipe that you would rather see. Also, Star Wars comes out next week. So if there's a Star Wars something that you'd prefer instead of butterbeer, let me know. And also in the comments, let me know if you wanted to see 2 lives a week. Wednesday morning will be my, would be the typical time, and then like a Saturday evening live. Let me know what you guys are up for or what you'd be interested in seeing. Not all recipes can be done live. It can be a little tricky. Also, let me know if you'd prefer seeing more of the cakes. The cakes obviously take a little longer than a recipe, but I'm happy to do that as well. I just want to make sure that I'm making the content that you guys want to participate in and want to see and want to be a part of. Oh, that's my phone. Decline. My kid's school calling. Anyway, so yes, are there any final questions before I let you guys go and I go make dinner? Because it's 5 my time. Tracy, what, butterbeer? I know, right? Letty, you'd like to see butterbeer too? Awesome. Paula, how do I get my pink hair? My hair's naturally black. I bleach it twice, and then I tone it, and then I dye it a color. I actually have a hair specialist here in Salt Lake who's one of the gals who's really known for coloring in the country, and I'm lucky that she lives close by. So I go to her, so she does it so it doesn't get too damaged. I used to do it by myself, but oh, it's so much easier to just have someone do it for you. What is butterbeer? Oh, Tracy, that is quite a question. So if you've read Harry Potter, it is the big famous drink in the Harry Potter world. I went to Universal Studios this summer, and so I got to try the approved butterbeer, and it's kind of a butterscotch soda with a butterscotch marshmallow topping, but it also has a little bit of other flavorings in there, and it's pretty amazing. I prefer the frozen version. I haven't had the warm version personally because they don't offer it in the summer. I'm hoping to go in February when I'm back in Orlando. I seriously want to get a ticket to the park for the day just so I can try the warm butterbeer. That's the only reason that I want to go back, because I'm actually going on a Disney cruise in February. So I'm super excited about that. What time is the next live? Usually I do the live videos Wednesday at 12:30 Mountain Time. This was a little bit odd because I had a doctor's appointment this morning with my daughter, and then if I did them Saturday, it would be evening like this, so the same time as this one, 4:30 Mountain Time, if you guys want to have a weekend one as well. Do I have a carrot cake recipe? Aubrey, that is my mom's very favorite recipe, carrot cake, so I do have one, and I haven't made it yet, so that's a great question. I should put that one on the blog. Let's see. Thank you. Made it look easy. Maya, it is super easy. It's not just that it looks easy, is that it actually is easy. So don't be scared of making it. It's super fun. Jackie, you're from Jackson, Mississippi. I have actually never been there, but I hear it's gorgeous. I used to live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and Texas, so I've done kind of southeast places, but I actually never made it to Mississippi, and I'd love to. Megan, you'd love butterbeer. Of course you would. You're a huge fan like I am. You're going to make it this weekend, Shannon. Awesome. Let me know how it goes. Are there any other questions that you guys, sorry, blonde moment, you've read them all. I probably said it too fast, Tracy. You're good. Don't worry about it. All right. Thank you. You're going to try it. Yes to butterbeer. It sounds like next Wednesday we will make butterbeer. And yeah, if you guys want to do 2 a week, I will start doing Saturday afternoons or evenings as well. I don't really have anything else to say. The recipe was a super easy one, so this wasn't too long. I don't think it was too long. I can't really tell. How long have we been doing this, everybody? Does it tell me on anything? Oh, I can't tell. I don't know. I guess I started at 4:30 and it's 5, so it's been a pretty short video. Yeah, because it's an easy recipe. Okay, Erica, you love it here, but you're moving back to the States, to the Palm Springs area soon. Yeah, being an expat is really nice, but it's also nice to come home too. I totally understand that. I've felt that. You've been there for 17 years. That's a long time to live out of the country. Megan, woohoo, right? I know, I'm so excited. You're going to be there too. We're going to get to see each other. I can't wait to be at Disney. Hello from Sweden. Hello. It's nice to see you. All right, I don't think I'm missing any questions. I hope not. Tell my kids if they want some eggnog, they have to be quiet during live filming. That's pretty much the bribe. You can have whatever you want if you're quiet during mom's filming. That's pretty much it. Sarah, you'll be in Alabama next Wednesday. Awesome. That looks delicious. It is. I'm trying to see if I'm missing any questions. Hello from Colorado. It looks delicious. Thank you for sharing your talent. You are welcome, Joanna. I think I got everything. I'm really sorry if I missed something. Jeremiah, you and your brother Isaiah love eggnog. Good, I do too. Hopefully you give this a try. Ooh, eggnog lattes. Everything is better with eggnog. I even flavor my hot chocolate with my eggnog. I just pour it straight in. So it's kind of like a hot chocolate eggnog mixed. I love it. Hello from, we did that one. I think I got everybody. Rebecca, hopefully I answered your questions on being a beginner baker. Hopefully it was helpful. Oops, I scrolled too far. Can't see anything now. Scrolled past the video and everything. You were cooking dinner while you were watching, so you wanted to say hi. Hello, Amanda. Hopefully it's a delicious dinner. I need some dinner. I haven't made any yet, so let me know. 6:12 your time. Awesome, Brooklyn. Thank you so much. All right, I think 41 minutes. Thank you, Erin. I appreciate that. Jackie, pink hair is totally awesome, right? I actually change hair color about every 6 weeks, so I've done purple, turquoise, blue, green, red, bunch of different shades of purples and pinks and blues, mostly. Yeah, that's kind of my thing, I guess. I'm getting some roots, though. You can see the darker, my natural colors starting to show through. Yeah, so do I love my children? Of course I do. I wouldn't have had 5 children if I didn't love them. I adore my children. All right, so I think we're out of questions. I think we're out of comments and responses. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you give the eggnog a try, don't forget to tag me take a picture, tag me in social media, let me know so I can see how it went for you. Let me know your results. I always love hearing them. And if something doesn't work, let me know so I can try to troubleshoot with you and help you figure out why. A lot of the times it's something just as simple as altitude. It makes a huge difference in baking. Not quite so much in cooking, but in baking it really does. And, eggnog cake, that's a great suggestion. I just made an eggnog cheesecake from Love, Life, and Sugar's website, and it was fantastic. It was really amazing. We loved it. Eggnog makes a wonderful French toast. Okay, Christy, I think you just changed my life. I've never made French toast with eggnog, and I'm totally doing that. I have 3 batches of eggnog. I'm totally doing that tonight for dinner. I cannot wait to try that. Thank you so much for that suggestion. Jackie, your daughter does too. She changes her hair color a lot. She's currently mermaid blue. The only reason I'm growing out my hair, in all honesty, because I prefer my hair short, I miss my short hair. The only reason I'm growing it out is so I can do more of like the multicolored. I just get so jealous looking at everybody's like multicolored hair, because when it's short and it's multicolored, it just looks kind of clownish. So anyway, yeah, I keep rambling. You guys keep talking. I'm happy to share. Who asked if I love my children? Well, that's okay. That's totally, everybody's allowed to ask whatever questions they want. Yes, I love my children. Hey, some parents don't, right? You love eggnog. Love sunflowers. It's good to see you. Hi. Yeah. All right. I think we're done. I better go save my children from the basement where they're playing video games and feed them dinner. And I will see you guys next Wednesday, and we will make butterbeer 3 different ways. So have a great night. Thanks for watching. And yeah, it's going to take me a couple seconds to turn off. So if I see any final questions while I'm turning everything off, I will answer them. But yeah, try to keep an eye on them. Eggnog French toast sounds amazing, right, Amanda? I know, I can't wait to give it a try. All right, bye.